Hi everybody, it's James from Unstable Culture, and today, finally, I've had these for I don't know how long. How many months have I had these? God.
Since October.
Yeah, so at least a few months now. I thought it was before October, because we got these before Dad passed. We got these before Dad passed away.
Yeah, so maybe September or
August. Yeah. It's been at least 3 or 4 months that I've had these. I've not had a chance to unbox them because of obviously things going on. But here they are, finally, the artist alleys of the Bishoujo figures. So we got Batgirl, Catwoman, Harley, and Ivy. I've already got 2 that are from a different artist. These are all from from these 3. So Batwoman, Catwoman, and Ivy are all from one artist, and then the Harley is from a separate artist of that. So they're all from different sets and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and get these unboxed, show you guys, check them out. So we'll start with Batgirl. We'll start with the superhero first. Unless you, of course, read the current comics, and then, yes, technically, Harley's kind of a hero, anti-hero, and very dark, and married to Poison Ivy. Wow. Alright. Boxes are a little awkwardly shaped. So, yeah, this one is a BAM Books Million exclusive. Let's see here. This is by Parsho Moraes, or Moraz. I don't know how you pronounce that, actually. Is half Japanese and half Korean. She grew up in Europe and has been living in San Francisco, California for the past 10 years. And yeah, so basically the statue figures of all these sets are the same. What they did was they basically they gave them the ability to basically paint them, to go ahead and paint the figures however they wanted, was what they did. So it's a pretty cool thing, you know. So like, just to see like how each artist would paint the same figure was what they did. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of these, like there's all the same Batgirl statue and everything like that, and everything. It's just the paint job's different. And this one's kind of a purplish blue. It's really cool. We'll get some really nice close shots here for you guys in a minute, to show that. And they all come with these little art cards of each one of them. Those are really neat. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of just go through this real quick to get them all out here and everything. But if you haven't noticed, I have a thing for the statues of the female characters. For that, I mean, hence my Ivy and Wonder Woman, or my Harley and Wonder Woman. Ivy's going to be coming whenever they finally get that taken care of, since COVID shipping. And we'll start with the anti-hero of Catwoman. Yes, she used to be an actual villain. Now she's an anti-hero, married to Batman. And actually, in the most recent comics, they said that they actually have a panel with them having sex. Yeah, there you go, guys. So, just since this is from the same person, the paint job is very similar. Obviously, because of the shape of the character or the shape of the statue, the lighting looks different, so that it doesn't look like it's painted identical. But you can definitely tell that they are the same kind of paint job. These are not twisty ties. These are some weird bungee cord thing. Bungees. Ah, behave. Get in this damn hole. I can't get in the hole. Leave your comments below about getting into the hole. There we go. Okay. So like I said, once again, another art card. I don't remember who did the actual art sculptures on these. I don't remember who these were all based off of. But yeah, I mean, they look very similar, obviously, in their paints, but with the way the figure is and the cape and everything like that, it adds a little bit different to it compared to Catwoman's. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw these. God, where did I first see the first two? Oh, I went when I was working at GameStop, wasn't it? Yeah, I was working at GameStop years ago, and I saw the first ones I have, which I'll show you guys, and everything. You'll see that later in the video. Those I picked up at GameStop. Of course, those are both. Go with Ivy here, which is an Ivy and a Harley that look totally different than these. I mean, the statue is the same. Like the statue design's the exact same, but the paint job totally different. I don't remember who did that one, but those are I really like them because they totally look different than that. Now, since Ivy, as I said, same person who did these two painted this one, and all that, but because it's Ivy, she's green. So I'm guessing anti-heroes get this purplish blue color, and this is like greenish, almost gold? It's hard to tell. But collecting figures is one of my hobbies. Okay, this one's going to be a pain in my butt. I'm just going to have to cut it. If I can. Bungee. Well, that didn't cut, but it pried it out. Ah, I got another one on her goddamn legs. But yeah, collecting statues is one of my hobbies. It is kind of a coping mechanism, honestly, for me. And I know, I know a lot of people are like, well, it's a shopping thing. That's a coping mechanism. But it's not really that. That's the coping for me. It is something that... I'm trying to how to describe this to make so you could probably understand. Because yes, being schizophrenic has, his struggles and everything, and one of those struggles is because I'm on, I don't know how to put this. Like, we don't really, like, being a schizophrenic, not all schizophrenics see physical hallucinations. I do. And having things around like this that I feel comfortable with and that that I understand in regards to, because I've been a comic reader for a very long time and all that. If I hallucinate and they're moving, for me, I know the character. I know the mindset of the character. So if I see them talking or see them moving or something like that, I understand that this is obviously a hallucination. It's not something I can confuse with reality, because I know this is not alive. So it's a grounding feature for me to understand. So like if I'm in a really bad spot and I'm starting to hallucinate and they're talking and they're moving, I know that I'm having an episode. It's a way for me to understand that, okay, wait, what I'm seeing is not real. And for me, it is a coping mechanism that way. It's a way for me to cope with that situation. And so, yeah, doing it for, going ahead and doing that with, it can't be just anything. Because if I were to do this and I were to try to sit there and do it with a figure or a statue that I don't understand, or if I saw it out of and obviously like a painting or something like that that I didn't pick myself, could be troublesome, because I don't, it's not something I had chosen or not something that I could understand mentally. So that can cause problems. It can cause an even farther break. So having something like this, where if I start seeing that moving around, allows me to grasp, okay, that's not real. Because, yes, I've had instances where things that weren't mine, that didn't belong to me, that had caught, that, you know, I'd ended up having an episode, you know, and it was part of the episode, and it caused me to turn around and fall deeper into the psychosis of what was going on. So, all right, now this one was Hani Nau Nuligan Sal Kui. Is an artist and comic creator, graphic designer based in Sacramento, California. From the cartoons of his youth to the films he missed by decades, from Golden Age comics to classic newspaper strips. So, doesn't tell me where they're from, but I'm Haninu Nuligan Salukui. I have no idea. No clue. But we're going to check it out. We'll see what how this one's painted and how it looks. See if it's different, if it's solid, if it's like kind of a semi-solid color like these, or like the other two that I have that are, nope, these are, this is painted, ooh, wow, this one definitely looks like a black and white comic. And actually it's a different statue than of the Harley I have, because the Harley I have is different than this one. So this person's got, so I'm guessing, because yeah, this looks just like the Ivy I have already. Except for the color, the paint scheme's totally different, because the paint scheme on that one is black and it's black and whitish color.
Black, white, and red.
Yeah, black, white, and red. But it's like that identical statue. Hi, Bobo. Hello, Rugrats. But this is a different Harley statue, like I said, and I'm not sure what line this is from, because the other ones were from Books A Million, which is BAM, where this one is not. So I'm not sure if this is from what this is from. So this is a black and white variant version of Noir the Blanche, so black and white basically variant. But the statue's a little different, which is cool. I like it. The paint job's pretty neat. It definitely looks different with having the with the very cartoony features. That ass though. I have a lot of knives that have been sitting around for years and years and years, and they've been abused. Never getting used properly, never gotten sharpened, because there we go. My Husky blade, it says always sharp. Alright. Yeah, that's a lot different than my current one. Okay. Let's put the flap. The flap must go down. Okay. So yeah, these are the 4 I got to add to my collection. Sometimes the littler statues are nice because one, you can have more of them on one space, and you can get some of the really different variants. Like this one's not only does the paint job on it's a lot different, but like the physical features of it are seriously different. They're, bring the camera in. So we'll show you here. Yeah, very cartoony. I mean, just look at the shape of the calves there. Like, this section's not so cartoony, but like the calves, the feet, the arms are, like, the major appendages are very cartoony. I mean, the neck is elongated, a lot longer than normal. It's really different. Almost Mickey Mouse-ish, like Mickey Mouse-ish, or Tom and Jerry, whatever, large exaggerated figure things. Like the feet are really exaggerated and all that kind of stuff are really exaggerated. I mean, if you look at that compared to the more realistic body features of them are considerably different. Like, yeah, the legs are super long on Catwoman here. I mean, but and everything like that. Yeah, but I mean, but comparatively, like feature wise, she's not like besides the like very besides her really long legs, it's not. It's it's more realistic in like proportions and all that kind of stuff, and everything, and all that. So the Harley is very different in that respect. Take it off the tripod. So with the girls, and he said, yeah, if you look at them, each one having their own art card, but yeah, I mean, like if you look at the paint job of this is very cartoony looking. It looks like something out of a comic strip. Where these look like a standard statue with a very metallic style paint job, and everything like that. And the comparative wise, like this, I really like because the paint job hides or incorporates, the lines, the seams of things. In regards to that, this one some of the seams, like the back of her cowl where her hair sticks out, is very kind of almost accentuated because of the fact that it's a solid color. I mean, yes, it looks, you could say it's almost hidden, but it's not. Like it's prominent. Like you can tell that where it's at, because of that. Because it is a solid line. Where if you look at like the front of her, because it's the more subtle lines, like where her where her chest piece or whatever, where the bat's at, is much more subtle and like if you listen, you have to really look at it to tell where like where it is on that. And with Ivy, like the other thing, you can tell the manufacturing on this because of Ivy's thing. You can see like how harsh it is. They didn't hide this very well because of the paint job. And these are painted. They're not like molded in that color. They're definitely painted. You can if you feel it, you can feel that it's painted. And some of the imperfections come out more when they're painted like this, when it's basically almost dipped in that paint. It's a cool, I almost say chrome illusion look. If you guys know anything about what chrome illusion is, it's a really cool paint color from DuPont that actually came out originally and was put on Jeff Gordon's race car. Thanks, Dad, for letting me know. The only reason I know that is my dad. And it looks neat, but it loses some of the details. Like there's supposed to be like some leaves in her hair and stuff like that, which you can see them, but they're not as detailed because the paint on it is kind of blends it in there almost. It's not like where this, which I'll show you in the other one, it loses some of the detail that the other one has. And while you're getting those shots of looking at the girls, I will grab those two down to show you. And all of them are numbered. Because yeah, here's the other two I have. Like I said, same that one, but the Harleys are significantly different in regards to that one. That one's the I don't want to say roller girl, but totally, yeah, I love this Harley. But yeah, all of them are numbered. Like this is 160 of only 500 on there. This Harley is 23 of 3,000. This is 375 of 800. But yeah, I mean, like, just you can tell, like I said, when the paint jobs, you almost can't see, where this one you can see, like especially like there's a little leaf there and there's that little leaf right there, but you really can't tell it on that one. So it's considerably, the painting style is different. You can still see the seam on this one, but it's not as pronounced because of the way the paint was done. This one is 2667 of 3000. But yeah, this is 214 of 800. This is 222 of 800. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you could tell, like I said, the two that I already had were these two. Was this one and this one. And the paint style is a lot different depending on who the artist was. And I'll have to look up who did these, but I really like this because it is such a contrast. Like, hers are hard lines besides her hair. Everything is very hard line cut. Like the leg, the one leg that's not covered and the one leg that is covered, and her sleeves and her top and all that. It's a very, let's see here. Try this. Yeah. Trying to figure out who did that one, because they have a whole bunch of these. They got Christmas themes ones and stuff like that, which I actually have a Christmas theme that are not of these. It's a whole other different set that I got at San Diego Comic-Con in 2014. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you can just tell like the difference in regards, especially with like the comparison between the two Ivies of how different they are. Because yeah, I mean, just like even looking at like down here at the bases, the detail in this one, because of the way it's painted, is a big difference. And they're not cheap. I mean, some of them go for pretty big pricing depending on what they're. Show Moraes was who did these two. Was Show. Yeah, that was Show Moraes, sculpted by Sam Greenwell. That's who the sculptor was on that set. Japanese. Oh, so it is the same person who did these, right? Was that who I guess it was? Show. Okay, so this was Show, and these are Show. Okay, so it did different styles. Interesting. So she's definitely got a different. She can do different things. That's really cool. That same artist for the paint job, but two different takes. That's cool. Yeah, that is really neat. Because yeah, I didn't know that one. Since I've had these for so long. I've had these at least 3 years. Since 2017?
2018.
Was it 2018?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had these for 2 years, and I couldn't remember, but it is very big different style on them. But I like them. I really like them a lot. I like the detail of them is really nice. They're really, and they're quite, like I said, and you get a good variety depending on which ones you pick up and all that. So, but yeah, these are my girls. These are my little ones. So yeah. But yeah, so Show did those too. That's okay. That's cool. But Sam Greenwell was the sculptor on these, and does a great job. They look amazing. But yeah, I mean, they're very, like I said, but they're all hand painted and everything like that. I mean, I'm guessing, I know these are hand painted and all that, because they're not. But these are these obviously. I mean, like I said, these could have been like just dipped in that, but I mean, it's very hard to tell. But they are actually painted. So very cool line of little statues. Like this one got scuffed up a little bit actually, and there's a little bit of paint from her on her leg and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things that you do kind of watch out for them when they end up getting shipped or something or whatever, or what happened. But they're pretty and they're cool. Because yeah, like there's imperfections in the paint right here. Like it's not an even paint coating. Well, yeah, like I said, yeah, there's the seam of the physical plastic, but you can tell the way they painted it. It didn't. They didn't evenly coat it to make it, to hide the seam or anything like that. But yeah, the big difference for me, like looking at, is the two Ivy figures. Like that's a huge contrast. Like the paint scheme makes a huge difference in these, and in the way they look in regards to that. It's quite interesting to see that. Because like yeah, with the black, with this one that Show did in the multicolor here in the three tones, the expression on her face comes out a lot more. Like you can definitely tell the look on her face is so much different. On this one, it's there, but it doesn't give the same feeling when looking at the look on her face. Alrighty, so this is my DC collectibles that I got. These four are my most recents that I got recently. But yeah, I think trying to think, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, like I said, for me, these are kind of a grounding thing. I know that if I'm having a really bad episode, if they start to move, or the big ones do, or they start to move or talk, I know I'm having a really bad episode, because I know that's not supposed to do that. It's like I know it can't do that. It's not supposed to do that. And all that. And yes, in the past I have interacted with things before, stuff that wasn't mine, like figures models my dad had built that he'd put in my room and stuff like that. I've interacted with them during hallucinations and stuff like that. And for me, I know if they start talking to me or they start moving, I know that I'm having a bad episode for whatever reason. So it helps. Yes, I like them. They're pretty. I love the figures. The girl figures I like because I'm a dude, okay? What do you want? But it's also that, like I said, it also helps ground me when I see that. If I see them moving, I know something's wrong. And all that. So, and for me, just knowing that I chose them and all that helps me with that grounding. It helps me understand, okay, this shouldn't be moving. And it's something that I've worked on over the years to get to that point. So that's kind of, a little bit of explanation about why. I mean, I never, I didn't collect a whole lot when I was younger because I didn't have the money or anything like that. And being older, I've been able to start collecting more and stuff like that. I mean, I got my first big figure from Sideshow, Wonder Woman, over there after I got married, and I never would have thought about buying something like that when I was younger. And part of that is I'm already weird enough as I'm already out there enough as it is because of my condition and this. But my wife has been really great about helping me embrace my nerd side even more and letting it just my freak flag fly about buying stuff like this. Hence the anime figures.
I also encourage it.
Yes, she does encourage it, which is nice. But yeah, because I mean, honestly, I probably would have never bought this stuff if I was still single. Yeah, there's things I've bought, but I've never. But a lot of stuff like this, I probably would have never bought. Being single and all that. So yeah, these are my DC figures. These are my smaller DC Artist Alley figures. If you guys got any comments or questions, go ahead and put them in the